Today we're working on a MacBook Pro M1 chip 2020 A2338, and it has a dirty charge port. They spilled ice cream on it, they said, and it has ice cream in there. It doesn't plug in fully, and I'll show you here. It doesn't go in and fully charge it. It doesn't charge it at all. Let's see if I can get this in here. All right. Perfect. Yeah, see, it's not going in as a giant wiggle on it. Something's stuck in there. I feel like kind of bad putting my charger in it. I don't want to get it dirty itself. But we're going to jump into this repair and do a charge port replacement. It's a bit complicated, so if you're not an expert, I would say this repair is for experts only. It can be very difficult, a lot of screws to unscrew and everything. So we're going to grab out our 4PL screwdriver and unscrew the 6 screws from the bottom here, and then I'll show you how to take off the bottom. Before we get too far in the video, I want to show you today's sponsor. This is my sponsor, Cell Helmet, and this is their Magnitude Series case, and is great protection for your phone, and it also has wireless charging through it, which is great for when I work on these videos for you guys. While we unscrew all these, I want to just let you guys know I'll leave all the links of the tools and the parts in the description below. So please just take a look at that, and I'll have timestamps to get you to the spot where you need in the video. Start with your metal pry tool in the top right the top right corner, and then get a plastic pry tool and work your way to the edge. And then you'll give it a twist, and you'll hear a pop, and it'll lift it off. And then just lift your way all around the edges and just like listen for the pop. And you'll have to twist it. And then you'll have to grab the laptop just like this. So then you can just slide off the bottom just like so. It's kind of hard to get off your first time, but once you know how they come apart, it's easier as you go. Plastic spudger and the flat end, and disconnect the battery. Grab a T5 screwdriver and unscrew this one big screw holding down the battery, and we will get that fully disconnected. I'm going to speed up this part of the video because you're going to grab your T3 screwdriver and also a T5 screwdriver to unscrew all the screws holding down all the brackets on the logic board, because you're going to have to remove the logic board when you do this. It's important to keep your screws organized so you know where they go when you're all finished. I wanted to point out you also use your plastic spudger to disconnect most of the connections and pull off the tape over the top of the connections and lift up the little levers to disconnect them. And you'll also use some tweezers as well. You'll see further in the video. You're going to want to use a T3 screwdriver to unscrew the hinge cover. There's also this other screw. It's a standoff screw. I don't know what kind of bit it is exactly off the top of my head. So if someone, please leave in the comments below what bit it is, and I'll add it to the description or pin that comment to the top. But I just use some pliers and then slowly rotate the top kind of like standoff screw that's holding down the heat sink best I can, and use my fingers as well. So I'm going to speed this part up because it definitely slowed down the process of the whole repair, having to remove this thing. You'll use your T3 screwdriver to unscrew the brackets holding down the screen connection here, and just keep on removing mostly all the screws so then we can get the logic board out.
You'll want to try to move all the connections out of the way so that you can lift on the board, and use a plastic spudger while you do this, and you'll lift it. And I normally try to pull on the display connection and just kind of like lift it up and get it kind of a grip on it with my finger on the edge. And then you want to make sure the pesky Wi-Fi antennas like to block the view, or not the view, the way for the board to come out. And you lift it from the left to the right, and then you can just pull it out just like so. And then we'll get ready to unscrew the charge port. You'll want to use a T5 screwdriver to unscrew the 2 screws holding down the charge port, so then you can slide it out. Wow, that is what we call corrosion. The charge port is so bad. I'm so happy we're replacing this thing. We're gonna have to clean out where the ports are, so then we don't stick our new charge port in the dirty charge port spot and get them ruined right away. So we'll put it on its side, get some fine pointed tweezers, and then just scratch out the inside of the charge port, and then we'll blow it out with some air. And then we can finally put in the new charge port and put it all back together. After it was all cleaned up, now we can grab our new charge port and grab our T5 screwdriver and screw in the 2 screws holding down the charge port. And then we'll proceed with putting in the board and everything else. It's very hard to put the board back in. The connections like to get in the way, and you got to push them out of the way and then check around and just make sure all the connections aren't covered up by the board. You could get them all connected or all screwed together, and then you'll notice that you missed a connection underneath the board and have to unscrew it all. So it's really important to stay aware of all the connections. There are a ton of connections. I'm gonna speed up this part of the video. You guys can take it from here. I just want you guys to like, subscribe, and share my videos. Check out my short feed. It's a lot of fun. This has been a lot of fun. Woohoo! Worth it!